Welcome to the PCFL Show. On this week's episode, we've got highlights from our Week 5 games and previews of Week 6. The PCFL Show is brought to you in part by 916 Design Studio. For all your design needs, call 916-747-9255. Also by Hosted Sports, the only one-stop place for all sports on the web. Midway through the first quarter, the Giants get on the board when Norman Brooks takes the direct snap and takes it 44 yards. But the Eagles answer right back as Uday Shakur hits Dimitri Vigil for the touchdown. The Eagles go for the point after, but it's a bad snap. They catch a few breaks, and they get two instead. The Eagles force an interception, which leads to this Allen Webster touchdown. Later in the second quarter, the Giants defense gets into the scoring action when Will Carr picks the ball off and takes it 33 yards for the score. BJ Wimberly hits Justin Dunaway for the 2, cutting the Eagles' lead to 1. After a Jason Walker interception, Uday Shakur hits John Pollard for the touchdown. Late in the fourth quarter, quarterback Marquez Shaw hits Norman Brooks up the sideline for a 28-yard touchdown pass to cut the lead to 2 points. The Giants go for 2, but it's batted away. And your final score, San Jose Eagles 22, Golden State Giants 20. The War Angels get on the board first as Greg Parker hits Mike Harris, who makes a good cut and gets into the end zone. The War Angels look like they're starting to move again, but the ball's picked off. Tanner Mathias scrambles and hits Michael Conway, who manages to stay in bounds and get into the end zone. Later on in the quarter, Michael Conway scores again, this time on the punt return. Tanner Mathias threw for 2 more touchdowns, this one to Paris Warren, and this one to Jared Dixon. And your final score is Delta Ducks 28, Richmond War Angels 6. Four minutes into the first quarter, the Rhinos score as Sean McCauley hits William Pryor III. Later on in the first quarter, Kyle Allen hits Austin Winston, who takes it 53 yards for the score. Sean McCauley catches the Chiefs' defense on this sneak, which sets up a touchdown pass to Jason Sewell. Early in the third quarter, Kyle Allen hits Ahmad Lewis for a 77-yard touchdown. And in the fourth quarter, the Chiefs extend their lead with this pass to Tony Edmondson. The Rhinos are driving, 4th and 12 with less than a minute remaining, but it's batted away. And your final score is Solano Chiefs 20, California Rhinos 12. With 3:20 left in the first, Jimmy Sweeney puts 3 on the board for the Islanders. Fury answer back with this touchdown pass from Logan Hollis to Antonio Duplessis. And the Islanders answer back with a touchdown run from Miles Gates. The point after is good, and it's 10-6 Islanders. The Islanders extend their lead with a 42-yard field goal to make it 13-6 with 7 minutes left in the game. A little over 2 minutes left in the game. The Fury were driving in scoring position, but Ray Twine picks it off and takes it 89 yards for the touchdown. And Jimmy Sweeney caps it off, finishing perfect 2 for 2 on point afters and 2 for 2 on field goals for the day. And your final score is Pacifica Islanders 20, Capital City Fury 6.
You are watching the PCFL Show with your host, Angry Mike.
Rattlers received the ball first, but there wasn't a whole lot of offense in the first half. A lot of punts from both teams. The Outlaws had a good sustained drive in the second quarter, where they ended up going for a field goal, but it was blocked by the Rattlers special teams. The third quarter was more of the same. This time the Outlaws blocked the field goal. And finally, in the fourth quarter, Albert Higgs rolls out, buying some time, and hits Dion Davis in the end zone for the touchdown. After a great special teams play by Sean Lent, the Outlaws were pinned at the 1, and Victor McDowell gets the safety. And the Rattlers scored one more time on a touchdown run by Jeffrey Lindsay. And your final score is North Bay Rattlers 16, South Beach Outlaws nothing. And in other scores around the league, the Salinas Valley Spartans defeated the Tri-Valley Bulls 55-19. Let's take a look at our performers of the week.
You're watching the PCFL Show.
The War Angels are off to a solid 3-2 start. They're looking for a win to start separating themselves for the playoff race. The Bulls are looking for a win, period. First-year team, they've had their growing pains, but they've also shown glimpses of what they could be, and it's a solid foundation. The Richmond War Angels take on the Tri-Valley Bulls this Saturday, Granada High School in Livermore. Kickoff's at 1 o'clock. The Giants have shown ability on both sides of the ball. What they haven't shown is consistency. They're going to need a little bit of that on offense, given that that's the strength of a California Rhino team looking for a win to get back to 500. The Golden State Giants take on the California Rhinos at Burrell Field. Kickoffs at 2 o'clock. Sponsored by Hacienda Plaza Family Dentistry. Call for an appointment today. The Outlaws are looking to bounce back after a loss to the Rattlers. Their defense has been their strength. Can they get their offense going and back on the winning track? The Eagles are learning how to win. While they played a solid game against the Giants, they still need to improve consistency to keep building for this first-year team. The South Beach Outlaws take on the San Jose Eagles this Saturday at Yerba Buena High School. Kickoffs at 6 o'clock. We asked longtime Barnstormer, now Spartans co-owner Jose Rodriguez, how different will this be for him?
I'm just going to treat it as another game, even though it's not going to be another game. I'm going to have mixed emotions. That's going to be the first time in the history of Barnstormer that I'm not going to root for them. You know, I wish them the best. I have a lot of friends over there. I love the Barnstormers, but just not that day.
The Barnstormers, meanwhile, are fresh off a bye, looking for a win to get over 500 and set the Spartans back to make it harder for them to get in the playoff hunt. The Spartans take on the Barnstormers this Saturday at Gilroy High School. Kickoffs at 3 o'clock. Sponsored by Stubby Sports Bar and Grill. Join them after the game. Another outstanding matchup this week as the Delta Ducks take on the North Bay Rattlers. A win for the Ducks will give them a head-to-head tiebreaker, while a win for the Rattlers will separate themselves from the other playoff contenders. They've already had their bye, and they're hitting the meat of their schedule right now. Will they be up for the challenge? The Delta Ducks take on the North Bay Rattlers at Santa Rosa High School. Kickoffs at 1 o'clock. Well, that's it for this week's episode. Tax season is over with. But football season isn't, so get out there and check out a game. Also, be sure to share the show links on Facebook. The more we get out into our communities, the more people we get coming to our games. Also, check out the PCFL.com for more info. I'm your host, Angry Mike, and I'll see you next week.